Hey everybody, we are back with an avatar draft and we're going to kick it off right away and start making some decisions. Hopefully do a great job in this draft. Let's see what we have. We have Spirit Water Revival, 3 mana for draw 2 cards and then additional with Water Bend. We have Iroh Tea Master and donating things to our adversaries. Each player chooses any number of creatures they control with total power 4 or less, and then sacrifices the rest. Let's see what we have as far as commons and uncommons here. We do have an Avatar Enthusiast, 2/2. Whenever an ally you control is entered, you put a +1/+1 on this if you're going all allies. And the Cat Owl, whenever it attacks, untap target artifact or creature. And so there's Aang's Journey, which is go search for a basic land card. Not sure if allies is definitely what we want, but we definitely want some flyers in there if you're going in this. And this is a pretty flexible card, whether you are playing it in white or blue. Swamp Cycling is always something to consider. But we're going to go ahead and grab the owl and see what we can do with some flyers. Okay, so Ember Island Production, 5 mana, and you can create a token of a target creature, except it's a 4/4, or create a token that's of your opponent's creature, but it is a 2/2. Airbending Lesson is really strong. Airbend your own stuff, airbend your opponent's stuff. Lost Days is also really good. Put it on the in their library. We're going to go ahead and grab an Airbending Lesson and see what we get there. And so we have a Compassionate Healer. Whenever this becomes tapped, you gain a life and you also scry one, an ally card. So that is something to consider. Whenever this attacks, you could sacrifice if you're using a sacrifice theme. We also have a couple of flyers here. This creature gets +2/+0 as long as you have drawn 2 or more cards in a turn. Obviously, if you crack a clue, you will have that, right? Crashing Wave is tapped X, but I'm going to go ahead and grab the Healer. It is a nice early card to hold the ground. Destroy target creature with power 4 or greater, or Earthbend 3. Pretty flexible. You do have the Giant Koi Fish, which is a 6 mana 5/7, and this creature can't be blocked if you pay 3. It has Island Cycling, and a first time flyer, a 1/2, that gets +1/+1 as long as there's a lesson card in the graveyard. 2 mana 2/3 flyer. I think I'm going to go ahead and... Well, this is nice. I'm thinking it's between the Sandbender Storm and the Giant Koi. I do like the idea of having the Island Cyclers, and if you need it for the big creatures later on, this will end the game pretty quickly. It'll also gum up the battlefield if you just need something. Whenever this dies, you make a 1/1 ally token if you want to just make sure that you have allies on the battlefield at all time. I'll go ahead and grab a Koi. Okay, and then we have the Deserters. When this enters, put a +1/+1 on something else. Really good with flyers, so we'll go ahead and grab that. Another Compassionate Healer, Kyoshi Warrior, which is a 3/3 that comes back with a 1/1 on top of it. And we do have Hama the Bloodbender. This can be cast for all blue, so that would be 2 blue. And when it enters, target opponent mills 3 cards, exile up to 1 non-creature, non-land from that player's graveyard, and then you may cast that card for as long as you control Hama. Little hard on the color requirements, so I think we're going to go ahead with one of these two, whether it's the Healer or the Kyoshi Warriors. Not 100% sure. With airbending, the Kyoshi Warriors gets a little bit better, although the 1/1 isn't doing a ton there at that point in the game. But we'll go ahead and grab it. And here we have a couple of choices. The flexible waterbender, so this is either a 2/5 or a 5/2 with vigilance, either way, but we're going to go ahead and grab the Appa 6 mana 4/4 flyer, and it can airbend a target permanent you control or give something else flying until end of turn. So we'll go ahead and grab that, and we'll go ahead now. We'll take the Sandbender's Storm as a removal spell. And we got a whole bunch of things back. I think we're going, I don't know if we're really looking for this type of conditional Wrath. So we'll just go ahead and pick up Aang's Journey. Not 100% sure we're playing it, but we'll go ahead and pick up the land here. Cat Owl comes back. And we'll take the Exile. Again, not sure if we're going to play it, but it's certainly a playable card. So we can consider it. The Haiku, this is counter target spell, draw a card, mill 3 cards. We also have the Rabaru Troop, 5 mana, and this is the plane cycling. Holds the ground, does really what you'd like it to do. I would think about this. Makes an ally, another flyer. Yeah, I'll take the planes cycling and see what we have here. So we have Waterbender's Ascension. Whenever a creature you control deals combat damage to a player, put a quest counter on it. Then if you have 4 or more quest counters, draw a card. And you can go ahead and pay 4 to give one of your creatures unblockable. But Master Paku is a 1/3 with prowess. Whenever it becomes tapped, target player mills X card, where X is the number of lessons in your graveyard. We do have Curious Farm Animals. We have another First Time Flyer. We do have an Airbender's Lesson, which is what I think we're going to end up taking here. And see where it goes. Momo, Playful Pet. 1/1 flying and vigilance. When it leaves the battlefield, you can make a food. You could put a +1/+1 counter, or you could go ahead and scry 2. Yeah, lots of good ones. You can pump it up when you get an extra, if you draw an extra card. I like these kind of cards. If you have a bunch of flyers, you can go ahead, make something big, and then put some +1/+1s on your flyers. I don't necessarily think this flying monkey is great, so I'll go ahead and take this. Now we have Compassionate Healer. We do have reinforcements, so 2 1/1 ally tokens. We have a bit of unpremium removal. Octopus Form and Waterbending Lesson is nice, but let's see what we're going to take. We did like Compassionate Healer. If you get it out early, it can really just help you with everything that you have. Yeah, let's go ahead and grab a healer and move on to the next one. This is a Curious Farm Animal. Not exactly what you're looking for. You can take this ally. You can take this search for more lands. Although we do have mono white here with just a blue splash for Giant Koi right now. Although we did have the assumption we were going to be playing blue. But now we'll go ahead and we'll take the Enthusiast. This is a card I like. I love the Leaper. It's a 5 mana, 4/3 flying with an ability to potentially draw cards. I'm going to go ahead and take that right now. There's a lot of other things that I would like and a lot of things you could take in that pack, but nothing is going to beat a flyer with the ability to draw some cards also. We'll take this one, but we'll go ahead and put it in the sideboard for now. We're going to go ahead and do the same for this. Penguins is just a 2/1 for 2 mana is fine. Don't think we're going to be playing the farm animals. Okay deck so far, shaping up to be fine, but not a lot of high-end power where you really want to push it. And as I say it, you do have 4/4 for 5 mana with first strike. When it attacks, look at the top 4 cards of your library and put one of them into your hand. I really love that. But we also have Aang Swift Savior, and so this is a 2/3 flying and flash, and when it enters you can airbend. So this is going to be a Aang, but a lot of nice white cards here. I would love to be able to have both of them, but Aang it is. Okay, the other land cycler. We do have a Lost Days. We do have another flyer if we feel like we're going to be out just a little bit on creatures. After you draw your card for the clue token, the turns that it's a 1/2 flyer, it's just really underwhelming. So rather not have to play that. Yeah, I think we'll take Lost Days. No, I think the 5s. I think we're probably pretty good at the top end. We're definitely playing Leaper. I would like to play Soldier, so probably don't need too much more on this top end. Lost Days just gets something out of their hand and gives you a clue. Go ahead and take one. And here, see, this is why you don't want to fill up on large spells, because we're going to go ahead and take the Leaper right now. This 5 mana, 4/3 flyer, and border bend, draw a card, and discard a card. Okay. What do we have here? Until end turn, it gains flying, first strike, lifelink, and hexproof. It's a good removal. It's a good combat trick, but there's also just a premium removal spell that we'll take instead. No reason not to. And here is another Warriors if we're going to play it. Probably all that we would be interested in. Draw 3 cards, and then discard a card unless you waterbend additional. This is just more removal. I think I would consider playing 2 of them. I wouldn't play any more than that. I would not play Yip Yip. Giant Koi. I'll take it. Not sure it makes the deck. We are getting a little on the heavy side for some of these cards, but that is fine. Here, I just don't think that we're going to take another 5 drop, so we'll take the faster flyer, but I don't believe we'll end up playing it. We do have a chance to play Iguana Parrot. I do like the card quite a bit. And here we'll just clean up with some of the other cards that are possible to play, although not something that we're looking to play. Okay, looks like a pretty normal white-blue flying deck. Let's make the final cuts. We're not going to be splashing any black, so we don't need to do that. We'll just go ahead and grab the cards that we don't love, we'll go ahead and... So if I get rid of first time flyer, I'm going to get rid of some of these. So let's go ahead and think about it for a second. Yeah, I like the cat owls. I don't think I need the card draw when I have two leapers here. Leaper is better than the others. We'll go ahead. We'll play one of each of the island cyclers. I would like to try and play. Although, you know what? The 3/5 could probably go. We have enough things to guard the ground. I think that can go ahead and bounce out of there. We will play the healers. I love them in the early game. Deserters are good to have. The removal is really good. I don't love any of the other 2-drops. This one is fine. Airbending lessons. Yeah, probably a parrot has to go. I could see us play something that is a little bit on the heavier side. Really going to lean on the flyers to get there. A parrot has to go. And one of those enchantments. Okay, that's a look at the deck. That's what we're going to run. Let's see how it turns out. We're going right on in this. This is a quick draft, and we are going to try and hit these games in order and see what we get. Okay. Both colors. Wish we had a little bit more on the land side. You don't want deserters to be your first play, but we'll go ahead and see how it works. We do have some early removal. Seems like a pretty normal deck to me. It seems like something that could do 3 to 4 wins. Not super powerful on the larger side, but not something that's going to get run over in any real way. We can get something down and start attacking. Yeah, a 2/3 will hold its own on the ground. Let's see what we have. 3 color. This is 3 color like Fire Nation. They're off to a pretty slow start, but they could be looking for something much bigger, and of course they are here with a Mana Rock. Okay, let's see what our opponent has for us. We will have warriors next turn, and if we were getting lucky enough with the lands, we'll have our bigger plays. They have something big coming, but we do have a couple of pieces of removal. Okay. Here we have the problem of, if we go ahead and take care of this right away, we can't do anything else this turn. So we'll play warriors first and see what our opponent is going to do. It means we can't get in for an attack, but are we sure our opponent is going to attack us? They do have Death Touch and Reach, which usually would not be great for our Leaper, but will it still be on the battlefield by that time? If they attack in with open mana, we can't block. But of course, if they do something first main and then attack, we can make a decision if we want to go ahead and put 2 things in front of it. Or just block with the warriors, I guess. That's appropriate also. Opponent is crashing in there, okay. 20 life. I'm not in a hurry to block. We do have raid. Okay. Okay. We can attack with both, see what he wants to do with blocking. We could remove it and attack for 6. But then I think our opponent just holds up and doesn't attack back, right? Let's go ahead and do that. 6 is a lot. Now, do we just throw this on there? I'm worried about the extra mana. Opponent did not play a land last turn after ramping up, so maybe he has some bigger things in his hand. This is going to hurt us with the number of lands that we draw. So we have a 4, we have a 5, we have a 6, so we want to play them on turn, on pace. So this is going to mess a little bit of that up, but still the best thing that we could draw here. Okay. Going to create some 2/1s that can be sacrificed. Okay. It's going to hurt our attacks, for sure. We still want to land. And so if we attack, nah, it's not worth the attack. Well, let's see, we will have a 4/3. If we attack with everybody, he blocks and takes 3. No. Let's just get something up in the air. We'll have water bending. We'll be able to draw and discard. Let's give the opponent a turn to think about what they're doing. He's going to crack the clue. If he leaves this behind, we're going to go ahead and honest work it. I mean, we could exile it, but he's got to have a land somewhere in here, right? He's not just holed up on this 1 mana. Appa, not a lot to airbend, but we could put something like Yoshi's Warrior in the air after we take care of something with reach, but we can't have both reach creatures there. That's not going to do well for our leaper. He's got a lot of cards in hand. It makes me very nervous. 3 colors. He's got to be splashing for some removal. Or he's just playing all the allies, right? Is that what he's doing? Yeah. Let's see what our opponent comes up with. He's going to have to think about it fast. It's not an easy decision. If it was a fight card or something like that, like, his decisions here should be easier than it seems like they are. So we'll see what our opponent comes up with. He's passing to attackers. This has flying. Okay. Well, if he wants to waste a removal spell or a combat trick here, he certainly can. Okay. Okay, any follow-up? He's got 2 more mana. Crack the clue. Crack the clue and see if you find your land. Wait, skip all combat phases. Okay, not what I want to do, but okay. So we put a creature in the air. Make this a citizen. We don't have any combat phases. And we go to the next turn. He holds this back, plays another creature, and we exile whichever's worse, the new creature or this creature. He's at 12 life, and we have 7 flying. And so this is a 2-turn clock, and we have removal for the 1 reach creature that he has. He's going to need something up in the air or with reach, and he's going to need it now. And it's going to have to either be bigger than our creatures or also with Death Touch in order to stave off our hand. Let's see if he has it. If he does, great. I mean, you know, you can't prepare for that much reach, but we will see. Okay, lessons cost 1 less. He can tap this, so with lessons costing 1 less, he has access to 4 mana. Okay, they're gonna get this removal. They didn't take the removal. Okay. I mean, if they have the red lesson that burns, so they kill this one, I kill this one, I attack for 3. It's a 4-turn clock at that point, but it's still in my favor, right? I think they have to get rid of this. As long as they have Death Touch, I'm not attacking. So yep. They got 1 mana, but oh, they have 2 mana. Okay. The cost reduction, they could have up to a 3-drop spell here. If they do have a removal spell, our clock is significantly slower, but also not bad. No, we're going to draw a card. Okay. It's on a 1-turn clock. They need something in the air or something to destroy. They have access to a lot of mana. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Plus the cost reduction. They could kill either one of these creatures, and it is still a 2-turn clock. Although if they put out a permanent. Okay. If they attack, we have 2 blockers. We're not going to block with either, even, you know, just in case there's a combat trick. We're going to keep these 2 flyers up and ready to attack back. Yep. Opponent has played this game pretty carefully. They've done a lot with mana resources being lower than expected. They could attack with both if they really wanted to, but one or the other doesn't seem right. You can attack with the 4-2 just in case I block with this one, but spoiler alert, I was not going to block with it. And I think he knew that. I think he figured that part out. So we will just go ahead and move on to game number 2. Here we go. And game number 2. After a short rest stop, jumping right into it. Okay. All white cards, blue can come later. That's okay. We'll go ahead and keep. We'd like to see the blue so that we can really... The idea with these flashcards, if you can really get your opponent, you definitely want to get them on the turn that they aren't expecting it. Wishing us a good game. Go ahead and bring out the healer. Looks like they might have something out early. Or a creature that entered that turn. Okay. We could airbend this away and get in there and attack. I think that's what we do here, right? That'll give us a scry. I'm not worried about the life. That's a nice card for later on. This is instant speed, so we do have to be a little careful how we play this. Okay. Look for those combat tricks. We could attack and try and deal with this, but why worry about that right now? Why not let's go to the next attack. This really wants to be pumped up, right? So maybe he has some pump effects that he wants to do pre. Yeah, see, now I like it. I wish I could do it before he adds the 2 green mana, but there's nothing I can do if he does it really quickly. If it's his next action, he can go ahead and take care of it. He can also do it in response. Okay, so what is this? So this is deals damage equal to the number of lands you control. Okay, so there's not anything I'm going to be able to do about that. But I can kill this. He did not tap in response, so that is only going to be 1 green mana. Plus we'll have the 2 red. That's fine. Okay. Go ahead and attack. Yep, I like to see that. I am kind of shut down to 1 spell a turn with these 4s and 5s in my hand. I think it's going to be fine. I think it's going to deal just fine with him. But I am noting that it is going to be a little bit on the slower side to get everything out. I could put a +1/+1 counter on it and something else, or I can make the additional 1/1. Yeah, why not? With Vigilance, why not? Next turn, I have the removal or the flyer. He's got 2 cards. Hopefully they both come out right now. Okay, Earthbend 4, which does make this happen. Okay. This is a target creature or enchantment. Okay. So I'm attacking with both. He could block with this one if he wants to stop the scry, but I'm not worried about that yet. It's down to 9. I have a small removal, right? And it has to be attacking or blocking, so not a true piece of removal here. I do have a clue token that represents another card at some point. Yeah. We were going to have to figure out which we did. It was really going to depend on if we could get in with the Vigilance creature again. So opponent must not have had anything blocking that was going to be significant. Okay, we'll jump on to game number 3. I think so far I've enjoyed myself with the Avatar Last Airbending set. It's not a property I have been familiar with or I knew too much. I still have not been able to see the show or movie or anything, any property that they do have. But I would be interested. This is hard because you just want to hold up Aang every time you have it, but we'll go ahead and get started on white. Create a clue. Whenever you sack a permanent, make a 1/1. Okay. I mean, can we wait to get all of this value? I don't know. You know, this get 2 counters. But what else are you doing that turn, right? And you're not going to Aang. Yeah, let's play it out. A 2/3 for 2 is not bad. You can always airbend it to bring it back. If he cracks that clue before playing a land, and we think he's... No. Okay. We just attack here, right? This way we draw a land. We have this Ang plus honest work. We are not blocking, of course. Sacrifice and make a 1/1. Okay. Do we just attack with everybody? Okay. Missing a land drop is not good in our position here, but get a clue token. Wait till he commits to the attack before we hold anything up. He's going to be out of mana. He's going to make a bunch of 1/1s. Yeah, how could he not? How could he? Come on, man. Good player. Egvikash. Very good player. I don't know too many people that would be able to hold that up if they were in your shoes. I want to use this. +1/+1 counters. Attack in. It's a big hit. Obviously, we're not going to get in with that big hit next turn, but he's going to have a lot of mana to play with. This is going to be a 6/6. We just attack in next turn. Play this. We attacked him with both. Hopefully he blocks. Yeah. Okay. Let's see what he's got next. We got removal with one more counter, but he's gonna have a ton of tokens. It's down to 3 though. We're just gonna have to remove this, right? Like, we're not even gonna get a chance to remove anything else. Oof. It's going to be a 7/7. He has to block it. Either put all the tokens in or do the Death Touch. I mean, he can't kill it besides the Death Touch. He can just put one guy in front. But I assume he's going to do that. Yep. Oof. We just need enough mana to get some flyers in here. But it is quite a bit of mana. Yep. It's very possible we lose this game. Okay, here's our way back from the brink. Scribe, very important. He can block there and block with one token, yeah. Yep. So it's okay, we'd love another land next turn. Again, we're getting greedy on these lands here. We need to be able to play 2 spells a turn. He's got 4 cards in hand. Hopefully they're not removal spells. He can swarm at this point. It will be a lot worse next turn. So come on, land here. Okay. These are both instants. Okay, let's see what he decides to do here. I don't want to give him a clue. Exile usually is fine, but with all of these Tools of War out, giving him a clue is not going to be helpful. See, I can get rid of the enchantment. Is that what I do? Do I get rid of this enchantment? This is back to being a 4/4. I attack flying. He's not drawing the flyer this turn. He has to kill this turn. Yeah. Wait, can he crack the clue on end step? Yeah, he can, right? Okay, so this has to work. He has to not have a removal. Yeah, tense game here, but I missed. I should have given something else flying. Okay, missed there. That's a win if I don't mess up, especially with vigilance. He's gonna crack the clue. He did not crack the clue. So now these guys... Oh, during your turn. Okay, it was only ever during his turn. Okay. He can play the bat now. He still needs a removal spell because now we know. Now we'll attack with 2 things. Now he attacks with everybody. Oh my god. Okay, but something else will gain flying. Okay. That's fine. That's the win. Okay. We should have had the win last turn. We did not. That was not a good look for us, but we will get it now. Turn the card to hand, play it again. Awesome. Okay. Airbend away. Wolf Bat. Go to attacks. Attack with this. Gain flying and get the victory. Okay. Glad I did get that win. Turn after, maybe I should have. But at least it coming up in the W column was good for me. Yeah, I don't get to attack with Appa a lot. I do play with him a lot, and he's usually killed on sight. So, yeah, my fault for remembering that incorrectly. We'll jump right into game number 4 and see how it goes. Flyers are going to fly, right? So, we got to get them up in the air and get them to fly. Keep this. A little bit slow, but not too much. Okay, just draw a card. Here, at least this is not a big impactful play, but a 2/1. When it dies, get a 1/1, right? There's something there. Put a land into your hand. If you don't, it'll get a counter, but either way, counter or no counter, we'll be able to deal with it. Get a flyer out and see what the opponent wants to do. He's going to have a bunch of earth bends. You can do them all on one creature or a bunch on a few different creatures. We are going to go ahead and get our flyers going. Okay. It's going to be big. We're going to have to stop this from attacking next turn. And so why don't we do that right away with this. Okay. Rings it is, and we'll follow up with another cat owl. Okay. Big land for sure. We attack for 6 and he goes to 9. We played a giant koi. We do need all of them to hit next turn in order to do something. If he goes for a huge flashback, we do have to block 2 creatures, right? Yeah. No. Just the flashback by itself, all on the same creature, doesn't give it trample. Just block there. Okay. And there you go. With a easier style win, he was definitely all going in on this legendary ally. So that one removal spell really shut down the opening hand that the opponent had. Good deck though, I really like it. I kind of wish we had something a little bit more similar, but we have a basic blue-white Flyers deck. We are currently at 4 wins. Again, this is kind of the spot where I thought this deck might end up being, which is fine, right? Sometimes you just draft blue-white Flyers and you know, gum up the ground and then attack in the air. If our opponent had any tricks or any creatures with trample, those earth bends would have been much harder to deal with, but as such, the 1/1 token on the ground we're able to block. So we'll go ahead and see what the next game has. Yeah, a little bit slow. We can stop the first attack. Opponent looks like they mulliganed. So, is that true? Or did they just keep really quickly? No, they did mulligan. Okay. Mulligan and on the play means if we can just hold off the early rush of creatures, we might be able to get a little bit more value out of this. 1/1 notwithstanding. This is sacrifice to destroy an artifact or enchantment, so we do have to be careful with some of the removal that we have, but nothing that we have to worry about right now. If he spends the whole turn making this 4/4, he is going to be quite sad. Nothing here. Airbending if we really need it, but I don't think there's anything here that's going to make us. But Honest Work, we're going to have to get rid of the farm animals before Honest Work does anything. Look at the top card. You may cast allies from the top and sacrifice it. Okay. We could airbending lesson just to get it out of the way and draw a card. Let's get that out of there. Draw a card. Let's get a flyer going. He's gonna obviously spend the 2 mana to bring it back. We're gonna Honest Work it. He's gonna sacrifice to kill Honest Work, right? Like this is how this is gonna go for a little while. Does he have a removal spell for Cat Owl also? Because that will hurt us. He does. Okay. What do we do here? Do we Lost Days just to put him back on tempo? We get the geyser, the leaper, the geyser leaper out. Problem is he has to attack there. He puts that up there. He draws the next card. What's he gonna do? Here we get a clue. We play a land. This Honest Work is not going to be around for that long. It loses all the abilities, which is weird, right? But his next turn is playing this. Our next turn is playing Deserters. And then, yep, holding up Aang. Play Deserters, get the counter, attack for 5. Go to attacks, right? So now we're attacking for 5, he's attacking for 3. Okay. He's got 1 card, but he can play allies off the top, which is what I'm worried about. Do we just do it now? No, because he'll see the ally next turn anyway. Because he'll just pay the 2 mana and be able to see it. This creature enters Earthbend 2. If 1 or more put on a creature, you may gain that much life. Yep. He's got to be careful here if he attacks with the 2/2. Right, then I'd eat the 2/2 and put this back on, not back on top, but make him so he can't use it till next turn. Or after 2 mana is gone for next turn. Ooh. I guess I could have got in there for 1 more damage, but why? Put this here and airbend the 1/2. And he's got some trouble now. Yep, he's going to need somebody with reach. And he's going to need to hold back 2 mana because Honest Work is going to get rid of anything with reach. And then we're going to crash in there with with everybody flying. I feel like my opponent could get out of this if he was just given enough time. Give him two or three more turns and he could get out of this. But, yep. Okay, gaining a little bit of life is going to be something. Not enough though, right? Not enough. Yeah. Yeah. That should be enough. Flyers it is. Nice ally deck. I think in the long term I would be losing to that deck if that deck was at full strength. But it already had a mulligan early and then it played first and yeah. Let's go ahead and move on to game number 6. We are flying through these. Pun intended, as I go take a sip of my iced tea there. We are flying through them. Yeah. I like this deck so far. It's been good. I haven't done the draw and discard as much with the water bending as I was hoping to with the leapers, but either way, still getting there. Man, I would love to have this on turn 2 and be attacking in. But I think we will keep it. We do have a 4 and a 5 if we get there with lands. But again, I don't know. Maybe this is wrong. If we get there on 4, Like, we didn't draw. We were only going to draw islands to get there by 4. That's specifically for 5. I don't know. That seems a little less than what are going to happen. But we'll keep that land. We'll probably ditch lands from now on, but we'll have enough lands to put flyers in the air, get a ground creature, put +1/+1s on the flyers. We're in a pretty good. We have a pretty good path to victory. Now again, our opponent has just gotten started, hasn't made any plays yet. They could certainly get in the way. Whenever you attack a player with one or more creatures power 4, you can draw a card. Okay? Here we will put the land on the bottom. I assume they'll have a creature with power 4 or more out this turn, be ready to attack with it next turn, but by then, is it already too late? I'm going to attack for another 3. Hopefully it's not like a 4-2, because if it's a 4-2, we're attacking straight into this thing. I know he doesn't want to. Even if it has 3 toughness, don't we just play this, put the +1/+1 counter on the healer and attack in, right? And we're attacking for 4. Yeah. So, let's think about this. We either play the flyer. No, it's got to be this, right? You play this, and attack in. Do we want the +1/+1 counter? Not really. You know, he wants to attack next turn so he can draw the card. He'll take the trade, so this card was kind of a wasted turn. He's probably has another high power creature. So we were 1 turn short of playing another flyer. It needs to have 4 toughness or greater, right? Because otherwise we attack in with the vigilance creature. Earthbend. Okay. You know what? We could have used that +1/+1 counter and put it here and then attacked with both. Then we just do this, right? He gets rid of this. We get rid of the counters. It goes back to being a land. We attack for 6 next turn. This whole thing was a really slow cantrip. And we have 2 lethal flyers on board. Yep. Controlled the creatures with 4 power. There was 2 of them at some point in the game. He has to attack with them every single turn to get the value out of the 3-drop, right? Just puts himself in a bad situation. 6 wins. Let's see what we got. This does not seem like a deck that would go, you know, if this one goes ahead and wins this game, this is not a deck that would sweep most drafts. We have gotten, you know, decently lucky with opponents that were not able to deal with some flyers where they did have some really good ground creatures, but that's one of the reasons why you draft flyers higher than other creatures, right? This cat owl, this by itself doesn't seem like an amazing value card, but being able to stay flexible in white and blue, having a decent body for a decent mana cost. Slow hand. Hopefully our opponent is not too fast. We'll have 2 blockers out on turn 4. They did mulligan. Maybe we should have also, but we'll see. I think they mulligan. I'm never 100% sure with the animation. Yeah. Okay, they're down to 4. Okay. Looks like they're going to have an aggressive start. It's something we're not going to have, so if they were thinking about how do I get back into this game, that's how they do it. If they put out the 2/2 with flying and vigilance right now, we're going to have a tough time. He's going to have removal, right? But he can't have too many lands. Yeah, that's the end of his lands that he has right now. The owls are not allies, so let's put out an owl and see what happens here. Is that a counter? Yeah, it is. Wow. I'm afraid of what our opponent's doing. Multi 5 and then go first. Like, I'm afraid of losing to my opponent here. Okay. This cat owl has to kind of stop him, right? Imagine if he has combat tricks in his hand and he just attacks right into this. What am I going to do? I'm going to have to block, right? I am nervous on this game. I am way more nervous than you should be playing against a multi 5. What is this? Waterbend? Okay, look at the top 4 cards. Yep. This will get him back in. It'll make up for those lost 2 cards if he can deal with the tempo. Yep. What if we attack with everybody? Because it'll untap itself, so it has pseudo vigilance. I'm a little worried about the waterbending. I assume my opponent with only 1 card in hand, I assume that's what he's going to do. I would like to put this card back. You know what? I could just get rid of it completely right now. No, let him draw it. He's going to hold back both of these, and then I am going to attack in, but it's not going to be super profitable. I don't want to use a removal on one of them, but I will. Put it at the bottom. I don't want to block. Opponent is scaring me. What does he have? Does he have a Lost Days? He puts this back in my library. No. Have a removal or a flyer next turn. This is going to be a 4/4. This is going to be a 3/3. Right now they can all attack. This is 7. This is 10 attacking him. He's got a combat trick, right? He's going to have to attack. He's got the +2/+2 or something. He's got me rattled. Good player. Great job. This is Yori 65 row. Great job. If you have nothing in your hand, great job of acting. I am shaken. I am afraid of losing this game. I am shaken. Okay. Okay, so now I just attack him with everything, and if he makes a mistake, I have an exile effect. And I can untap itself. He does block, block, block. He doesn't want to lose anything this turn. Can draw a card. Yep. Now he does a removal spell. He does a combat trick here. I think he wanted to... Yep. And now I exile it. And he... +1/+1. Okay. He's going to win this combat. Okay. I'm going to draw a card. Okay. So he has one card left. I have another flyer to get down. I haven't gotten it down yet. Two combat tricks. Okay. I was worried about one. I was worried about everything he had. He ended up with two combat tricks, and so good for him. Let's attack with the 4/4. If he has another combat trick, I'd rather him do it here and not on the leaper. Okay. He's going to put a +1/+1. No, he's going to scry too. Okay, makes sense. Okay. Put a +1/+1, and because I can't block, I'm going to water bend right now. Draw and discard. Okay. He's got two threats and two cards. He scryed away two cards to give himself the best chance here. Great playing, man. Oh, man. Great play. That was a great game. Glad we came out on top. 7-0. A great run for decks like this. Blue-white flyers, it's a little bit of a basic strategy, but certainly the basic strategies work. If you saw my video recently on blue-white starter deck, that's where I learned all the strategy for the flying deck. Just dictating combat really makes a big difference. If you like content like this, give us a thumbs up and hit subscribe to never miss an upload. We upload 3 times a week. If you want to take your support even further, go ahead and consider joining our channel membership. We have exclusive member-only videos. We have member-only polls that really guide the direction of the channel, and we have an exclusive community Discord to be able to discuss decks like this one, right? So if you would be apt to support the channel, go ahead and consider joining our channel subscription. Until next time, have a great day, and I'll talk to you next time. Bye, everybody.